This is a story about an unexpected connection that may change how you think about love. Somewhere, someone has developed feelings for you, deep, quiet, and difficult to explain. At first, they resisted it. Their mind tried to stay logical, reminding them of circumstances, differences, and timing. But emotions rarely follow rules. The more they tried to step away, the more persistent those feelings became, as if something inside kept pulling them back toward you. This is not just a fleeting attraction or a passing curiosity. It feels more layered, more meaningful, like a bond that formed beneath the surface, long before either of you noticed. They don't just see appearances or numbers or conditions. They see comfort, understanding, and a sense of peace they didn't know they were missing. In you, they imagine something steady, something familiar, almost like a place they can rest after a long search. It is as if life shifted directions quietly, bringing two paths closer together that were never expected to meet. Whether coincidence or something deeper, the connection has left an impression that refuses to fade. And now, everything feels like it is slowly moving toward a moment of realization, where understanding replaces confusion and clarity begins to unfold. Still, nothing about this journey is forced. It unfolds quietly, in its own timing, shaped by patience, growth, and the way two people gradually become aware of what already exists beneath the surface. Sometimes the most meaningful connections are not loud or immediate, but gentle and slow, revealing themselves only when the moment is right. Everything finds its place in time. Understanding arrives when hearts are ready to receive it fully. At first, they couldn't understand why they felt drawn to you like a magnetic force. You're different, not just beautiful, but spiritually powerful. When you speak, they feel calm. When you smile, they feel healed. When you walk away, it feels like the whole universe turned silent. And now, they're starting to realize something huge. Child of destiny, God says, this connection is not a mistake. The age gap is only the cover of a divine lesson, one that teaches both of you about love beyond limits. Where the world sees impossible, heaven whispers, ordained. Don't scroll now. Stay till the end, because what I'm revealing is the truth your heart already knows. This person prays for you in silence. They check your presence without letting anyone know. They imagine a future where they're holding your hand, not caring about what others will say. Because when love is pure, it doesn't seek permission, it just flows, like destiny unfolding. Listen again, very closely. The signs have already been around you, a sudden thought of them during prayer, a dream where they reach out but vanish before touching you, a song that plays the moment you think of them. These are not coincidences. This person's soul calls your name, even when their mouth doesn't. They're trying to resist, but their heart keeps choosing you, again and again. And God says, let it unfold. Let it be. Don't skip, because what's about to happen next will leave you breathless. This person is about to confess something. It might not be with words, it could be through their actions, their sudden care, their protective energy. Something will shift. A message, a glance, a gesture, and you'll know. Your souls have met before, and now, in this lifetime, God is giving you a second chance to love without fear. My beloved child, prepare your heart, because the connection that defied reason, logic, and the world's judgment is about to become undeniable. They fell in love with you, not despite the age difference, but because of the soul difference. You awaken something divine within them. So stay, don't scroll, because something huge is coming, and your heart will recognize it instantly. My beloved child, don't skip this part. Stay till the end, because what's unfolding right now will make your heart tremble in the best way possible. You see, that person who fell for you, they've been trying to hide it. They tell themselves, it's wrong, it can't happen. But every time they look into your eyes, every time they hear your voice, their heart whispers, this is the one. They can't explain it. They don't understand why you, out of everyone, reached places inside them no one ever has. But God knows why. Listen carefully. This isn't a random attraction. This connection is divine chemistry, created in heaven before you both even met on earth. The age difference? It's not a barrier, it's a bridge. It's what makes your connection rare. You carry the wisdom their soul needed. They carry the warmth your spirit longed for. And every moment apart from you feels like 1,000 silent heartbreaks for them. Don't scroll. Something huge is coming. My dear one, there's a reason why your energy calls them back every time they try to move on. They've met others, they've tried to distract themselves, but their mind always drifts back to you, again and again, like a song that never stops playing. At night, they find themselves sitting with questions they can't quite silence, wondering why certain feelings refuse to fade, and why moving on feels heavier than holding on. In those quiet moments of reflection, the answer seems less like something spoken and more like something understood within. This experience has shaped them, taught them, and revealed parts of themselves they hadn't met before. What lingers between two people like this often becomes a mirror rather than a puzzle, showing growth, awareness, and emotional depth that neither expected. This bond feels like a chapter neither side can simply erase, not because it is perfect, but because it is meaningful in its impact. It has a way of pushing both individuals toward understanding of themselves, of connection, and of timing that rarely aligns neatly with desire. One person learns patience, learning to trust that not everything unfolds when the heart demands it. The other begins to understand emotions they once avoided, discovering softness where there was hesitation before. There is also an unspoken tension in what remains unexpressed, a space where feelings exist without full definition. At some point, silence becomes its own turning point, where holding back starts to feel heavier than honesty. And when that shift arrives, it doesn't always announce itself loudly. It's sensed in subtle changes, in the way thoughts return more often, or in how memories feel closer than before. Still, what matters most is what this connection has already awakened: reflection, emotional awareness, and the recognition that some experiences are less about possession and more about transformation. Whether paths cross again or continue separately, what has been felt does not simply disappear, it evolves, becoming part of who they are becoming. You might notice strange signs, numbers repeating, songs with hidden messages, a sudden urge to check your phone, and then something unexpected happens, a message, a meeting, a silence that feels different. It's God's way of whispering, now it begins, my beloved child. The world might question it, they might not understand how two souls can connect beyond years or logic, but you don't owe them an explanation. This connection isn't for everyone to understand, it's only for you two to feel, and soon, very soon, this person will show you what your heart already knew, that love is not measured in time, but in truth. So stay still, stay open, and stay faithful, because something huge, something heaven-approved, is about to reveal itself to you, my beloved child. Don't skip, stay till the end, because what's about to be revealed will make everything suddenly make sense. That person, the one your heart can't forget, they're reaching their breaking point. Their soul can no longer hide what heaven already exposed. They've tried silence, they've tried denial, but now, every sign, every dream, every divine whisper is pointing them back to you. They're starting to see you everywhere, in numbers, in songs, in the eyes of strangers. Even when they try to move forward, destiny keeps pulling them back to your name. Listen closely. This isn't coincidence. This is divine synchronization. Every thought they have of you is a spiritual message being delivered straight from their soul to yours. They hear your name, and their heartbeat shifts. They dream of you, and it feels too real. When they see something that reminds them of you, their chest tightens, because deep down, they know. They've fallen in love with you beyond explanation. Don't scroll. Something huge is unfolding. My chosen one. God says, this connection carries purpose. You were never supposed to be ordinary lovers. You were meant to be mirrors, reflections that awaken the divine within each other. The age gap, that's the illusion meant to test courage, not to stop love. It's there to show you that divine bonds transcend earthly labels. And this person has finally realized it. They've stopped asking, why them? Now they're asking, how do I get closer to them? My dear one, you might not know this yet, but this person watches you silently, in admiration, in awe, in surrender. When you smile, something inside them heals. When you distance yourself, they feel lost. They may appear composed on the surface, but inside, their spirit wavers each time you step back. They revisit shared moments in quiet loops, your laughter, your words, your presence lingering like something irreplaceable. To them, even the smallest trace of you feels meaningful. Deep down, there is a sense of certainty they struggle to express. The heart has already leaned in your direction. Notice how things begin to shift, hesitation softening, emotional distance slowly dissolving into something more open and honest. It can feel as though life itself is aligning timing, bringing unexpected conversations and chance encounters that carry deeper meaning than they first appear. Emotions may rise with a force that becomes difficult to suppress, pushing them toward action, toward clarity. When affection runs deeply, silence rarely holds forever. From a reflective lens, it seems as if every delay and every uncertainty has been shaping emotional awareness, rather than blocking it. They may find themselves drawn, not just to appearance or moments, but to your steadiness, your kindness, your resilience, and the quiet depth you carry within. Over time, understanding grows more intentional, and what once felt uncertain begins to take a clearer emotional shape. There is a softness in realization, as if something long felt is finally being acknowledged without resistance. Even the fear that once created distance starts to loosen, replaced by courage and emotional honesty. In this unfolding, what matters most is not fantasy, but genuine connection, built slowly through awareness, patience, and sincerity. What emerges is a bond that feels less like assumption and more like quiet recognition. And in that recognition, there is space for something real to grow naturally and evolve peacefully. And now, they're ready to show the world that love doesn't ask for permission, it only asks for faith. Stay till the end, because this connection isn't ending in silence, it's transforming into something visible, something blessed, something that will make others wonder. How did they defy every odd and still find each other? The answer will be simple, because God wrote it that way. My beloved child, don't skip, stay till the end, because this is the part where everything starts aligning, the moment heaven turns the impossible into reality. That person who has been silently in love with you, The one who tried to suppress every emotion is finally surrendering. Their heart has reached a point where silence feels heavier than truth. They can't carry this secret any longer. Something inside them has shifted. They're no longer afraid of what people will say. They're only afraid of losing the one soul that feels like home. You. Listen carefully. They've been getting signs too. They see your initials in random places. They hear your name in passing conversations. They wake up in the middle of the night with a feeling that your soul is calling theirs. This isn't obsession, it's divine recognition. Because when two souls are destined, they vibrate in the same frequency, even in silence. They've tried ignoring it, but every time they close their eyes, your face appears, not just in dreams, but in visions guided by God Himself. Don't scroll. What's next will shock you. My dear one, God is whispering, the wait is over. This person is about to take a step they've never taken before, a leap of faith that will change everything. They will reach out, maybe through a message that feels small, casual, unexpected, but behind those words lies a storm of emotion. Their hands might shake when they type. Their heart will race when they hit send. But they'll do it, because heaven is giving them courage. And when that message arrives, you'll know instantly, this isn't normal. It's divine timing. My chosen one. There was a time when they thought you were too different, too far, too impossible to have. But now, they see things clearly. They see you as a gift, wrapped in God's grace. They see your soul shining with light they can't find anywhere else. They no longer care about what separates you, only what connects you. And that connection is unbreakable. It's written in divine ink, signed by destiny itself. Don't skip, because what comes next is powerful. My child of destiny. You've felt their energy, haven't you? That sudden warmth in your chest. That moment when your heart races for no reason. That's their soul thinking of you, calling your spirit from across distance and time. And right now, they're praying for a sign that it's safe to come closer. God is saying, show love without fear. He's removing obstacles, dissolving confusion, and guiding them toward you, step by step. They'll begin to speak from their heart. They'll say things that sound small, but carry deep emotion. And when they do, don't question it, receive it, because it's real. Listen, the angels are already preparing the encounter. It could happen in an ordinary moment, a place you visit often, a random call, a sudden reunion. But the atmosphere will feel different, still, glowing, sacred. Time will slow. Your souls will recognize each other instantly. You'll feel peace. They'll feel home. And in that silence between your heartbeats, you'll know, this was never coincidence. This was divine design. My beloved child, they fell in love with you, not because of what you have, but because of what your spirit carries. There's a certain way some people leave an impression that feels hard to explain. In their presence, others may feel unusually calm, as if tensions loosen for a moment. A simple smile can seem comforting, almost like a reminder that things can still be okay. Some even describe it as if time slows down around them, giving space for thoughts and emotions they usually ignore. When feelings run deep like this, hope tends to grow quietly in the background, even when there's no clear reason for it. It becomes less about certainty and more about inner emotion that refuses to fade. In moments like these, the mind often starts connecting meaning to small, repeated experiences. Certain numbers might appear again and again, or a song may play at a time that feels strangely relevant. A name might seem to show up unexpectedly, or a familiar memory might surface without warning. Psychologically, these patterns stand out more when someone is emotionally sensitive or already thinking deeply about a person or situation. What feels like signs is often the brain trying to find order and meaning in coincidence, especially when emotions are strong. It creates a sense of anticipation, as if something important is unfolding just ahead. Rather than external messages, these experiences often reflect internal longing, reflection, and the natural human tendency to search for connection and significance in everyday life. Every single one of these is heaven's way of saying, "It's happening. Don't scroll, because what's next is huge. My dear one, this person is going through an awakening. Their spirit is restless, not because they're lost, but because they're being called toward you. They're questioning everything. Their choices, their relationships, their priorities. They can't find peace anywhere, except in the thought of you. It's not obsession, it's recognition. Their soul remembers yours, and soon they'll stop resisting what God has been showing them all along. That love doesn't need logic to be real, it just needs truth. My chosen one, the age gap that once felt like a wall is now turning into a doorway, because love built on divine timing breaks all rules made by man. They've realized something powerful, that your maturity, your light, and your calmness bring healing to their heart, and your heart, though strong and guarded, feels safe around them in ways you can't explain. That balance, that magnetic bond, isn't man-made, it's heaven-sent. Don't skip, because the next thing I reveal will give you chills. My child of divine purpose, the angels are moving behind the scenes. They're orchestrating encounters, weaving synchronicities, and aligning moments that will feel too perfect to be random. It may happen in a single moment, a message from them that carries emotion hidden between lines, a glance that lasts longer than usual, a conversation that suddenly feels different. And when it happens, your soul will whisper, "This is it. Listen, very carefully." God says, when they come forward, don't let fear speak louder than love. This connection was never meant to fit inside normal definitions. It was meant to inspire faith, to show that divine love doesn't ask for proof, it asks for trust. They've seen your strength, your kindness, your patience, and that's what made them fall deeper than they ever expected. You changed their understanding of love, from something fleeting to something eternal. My beloved child, soon you'll see them move differently. Their eyes will soften when they look at you. Their tone will carry warmth. Their silence will speak volumes. And you'll feel it, that shift in energy, that unspoken confession. They won't have to say, "I love you." You'll know it in the way they act, in the way they protect your peace, and in the way they finally choose you without hesitation. Don't scroll, because the story isn't over, it's just beginning. My dear one, the connection that defied logic is about to become visible. God says, the waiting season is ending. The revealing season is here. You're not imagining this. This isn't a fantasy you're chasing. It feels more like a path that has been quietly unfolding toward you. Someone who once cared deeply for you is now close to finally expressing what they have long kept inside, despite hesitation and fear. Their feelings were never casual. They have been complex, steady, and often unspoken, shaped by memories they revisit more than they admit. Lately, they find themselves thinking about shared moments, experiencing a quiet restlessness whenever your presence comes to mind. They have tried to rationalize it, calling it admiration or passing emotion, but their heart keeps returning to the same undeniable connection. What they feel is not just ordinary attachment, it carries a depth that makes them pause, reflect, and question what comes next. There is an increasing sense that a moment of honesty may soon arrive, bringing clarity and a shift in how things stand between you. Rather than certainty or prediction, this is best understood as an emotional journey where distance, reflection, and timing all play their part in shaping what may eventually be expressed between two people who have never fully let go of their connection, even when silence or circumstance created space between them, and whatever unfolds will depend not on destiny alone, but on honest communication, mutual readiness, and the courage to acknowledge feelings without over-idealizing them or rushing their outcome, allowing reality to take its natural course while both individuals grow into clarity and emotional maturity. In the end, what matters most is patience, self-awareness, and allowing truth to emerge gently, without pressure or expectation, so that any connection formed remains grounded, respectful, and genuinely understood by both people involved over time. My dear one, God says, the truth is rising to the surface. Every fear that once stopped them, judgment, doubt, hesitation, is fading away. They no longer care what others will think. They only care about not losing you. For so long, they've been praying for clarity. Now heaven has answered. And the message is clear. You are the one their heart was created to love. My chosen one. When they see you again, even from a distance, their soul will tremble. The emotions they've buried will rise like a flood, and no matter how much they try to stay composed, their eyes will betray the truth, because eyes never lie when the heart speaks first. You'll see it, the softness, the longing, the surrender. That's their soul saying what words cannot. I still love you. I never stopped. Don't skip this next part, because the angels are already setting the stage for the moment everything changes. It might start small, a sudden call, a random message, hey, just checking in. But that simple act will carry the weight of everything unsaid. Their heart will speak between the pauses. Their energy will reach you before their words do, and you'll feel it. That rush of warmth, that stillness that says, this is real, my child of divine timing. This is not just romance, this is restoration. God is restoring what distance, fear, and confusion once broke. He's aligning every event to bring both hearts to the same page. You've grown stronger, they've become wiser, and now, you both are finally ready for the kind of love that doesn't fall apart, it builds. They'll come forward, not with grand gestures, but with truth, raw, trembling, real, because that's what divine love looks like, honest, imperfect, but destined. Listen again, the angels say, you'll recognize their return through peace, no chaos, no confusion, just calm energy that feels like home. When they approach, your heart won't panic, it'll soften, because your spirit already knew this moment would come. Their words might break the silence, but their presence will heal the wounds, and as you look at them, you'll realize they never truly left. Their heart has been beside yours all along. My beloved child, this confession will be the turning point, the merging of two journeys heaven once separated just to strengthen. They'll tell you what you always felt deep inside, that they fell in love with you not because of age, not because of appearance, but because your soul made them believe in forever. And when they speak those words, when truth finally escapes their heart, you'll feel something divine move through you. The weight of waiting will vanish, the pain of uncertainty will melt, and what will remain will be peace. Stay till the end, because the next part isn't just a message, it's the revelation of destiny itself. My beloved child, don't skip, stay till the end, because what you're about to hear will touch your soul in ways you never imagined. This is the moment everything has been leading up to. The divine confession that was once just a whisper in their heart is now becoming a promise in reality. They've carried this love through silence, through fear, through countless nights of doubt, And now, finally, their soul is ready to speak. Listen carefully. Their heart is trembling, but it's steady in truth, because this time they know what they want, and it's you. They've stopped measuring this connection through age gaps, outside opinions, or the doubts that once tried to define it. Something within them has shifted, quietly but unmistakably. They've come to understand that bonds like this aren't ordinary or accidental. They feel guided, as if shaped by something greater than coincidence. Rather than being driven by hesitation, they are now leaning toward trust, choosing clarity over uncertainty, and courage over old fears that once held them back. In their private world, thoughts of you return again and again, not as confusion, but as certainty slowly taking form. They have been reflecting deeply, almost like revisiting every sign and every moment that once seemed small, but now feels meaningful. It's as if everything has been gently pointing them in one direction all along. There's a noticeable shift in their energy, a calm intensity that builds when your memory crosses their mind. Even in silence, they are preparing themselves, shaping the words they have struggled to express, trying to find the right way to communicate something that feels bigger than simple explanation. What they want to share isn't rushed. It carries weight, sincerity, and a sense of emotional truth they can no longer ignore. And when that moment finally arrives, it may feel surprisingly still, almost grounding, as if time slows just enough for understanding to settle in. No grand declarations are needed for what will be felt so clearly in presence alone. In that exchange, past confusion may finally ease, replaced by a quiet recognition that everything unfolded exactly as it needed to, bringing two paths to meet at the right moment. They'll tell you they never meant to fall for you, but they couldn't help it, that even when they tried to forget, the world kept reminding them of you. They'll admit that your name became their peace, your absence became their ache, and your memory, their only constant. Their voice may shake, but their heart will be clear. They'll say what you've been waiting to hear, that they've loved you all along, my beloved child. This is not just confession, it's divine recognition. You are both mirrors, reflecting God's unconditional love. The age gap was never meant to divide, it was meant to reveal, to show that love chosen by heaven can conquer time, distance, and logic. They've learned what it means to love without expectation. You've learned what it means to trust without proof. And now, those lessons are bringing both of you home, to each other. Listen to this. After they confess, there will be silence. But it won't be awkward, it'll be sacred. Your souls will speak in that silence, thanking God for making the impossible possible. You'll see it in their eyes, the relief, the peace, the surrender, and you'll realize this love was never about finding someone new. It was about remembering someone your soul has always known. My dear one, God says, this is your divine reunion, not just of hearts, but of destinies. You've waited long enough. You've prayed with tears, believed through pain, and stayed when others would have walked away. And because of that, heaven is rewarding your faith. The one who fell in love with you despite the world's doubts will soon stand before you, not as a stranger, but as a reflection of every prayer you ever whispered. And when your souls finally meet again, the universe will go silent, because destiny has finally come full circle. Stay till the end, my beloved child, because this is not the end of your story, it's the beginning of the chapter heaven has been saving for you. The union that defied reason is now becoming the proof of divine love itself, and soon, the world will see it too. My beloved child, don't skip, stay till the end, because this part carries the divine confirmation you've been waiting for, the moment you've prayed for, The reunion your heart has felt coming for so long is finally here. Heaven has written it, the universe has aligned it, and now, your souls are standing on the threshold of divine union. This is not just love, this is prophecy fulfilled. Listen carefully. After their confession, something in the air changes. It's like the energy around you shifts, lighter, purer, magnetic. You'll feel peace where there used to be confusion. You'll feel warmth where there used to be ache. That's not just emotion, that's confirmation. The angels are whispering, "It is done." The waiting season has ended. Now begins the chapter heaven had reserved just for the two of you. Don't scroll. The revelation is only beginning. My dear one, you'll start noticing things aligning almost effortlessly, paths crossing in unexpected places, conversations flowing like you've known each other for lifetimes, because you have. The connection that once felt like a secret now begins to glow openly. It won't need labels, it won't need approval, it will simply be. The peace you feel in their presence will be your sign that God's timing is finally perfect. My chosen one. This person will begin to mirror your energy. Your calm will become their comfort. Your faith will become their strength. And your love, pure, patient, and divinely guided, will become their healing. At some point, they'll open up in ways they never have before, revealing how your presence became a quiet prayer in their life, a steady light during their hardest days. They'll explain how even your silence carried meaning, teaching them calmness they didn't know they needed. And then it becomes clear, this connection was never random. It feels as though it was placed with intention, long before either of you understood its depth. Stay with it. Because, as things unfold, you'll notice life shifting gently in both directions. What once felt blocked begins to flow. New paths emerge without effort, and even those who doubted the bond start to sense something unexplainable within it. When a connection is aligned, it doesn't force its way forward, it simply grows. This is what it looks like when timing finally aligns. Two people meeting at the point where they are both ready, both more aware, and more open than before. What once felt like distance or delay now appears as preparation, shaping you both in unseen ways. The love that forms here isn't overwhelming or chaotic. It feels grounded, calm, and steady. There is ease in it, a sense of safety that removes the need to chase or prove anything. Just presence, just understanding. In time, it will feel like coming home to something familiar yet new, where peace replaces uncertainty. And as this unfolds, you'll understand, it wasn't about testing you, but about bringing you to the right moment where everything finally fits. This is the beginning of something meaningful, shaped not by urgency, but by readiness, growth, and quiet certainty. Everything unfolds exactly when it is meant to arrive, fully aligned.